Good evening. We begin on Wall Street tonight, where 18 people were arrested today. They were all accused of taking part in a stock market swindle that has certainly made the street sit up and take notice. The men who were picked up are stockbrokers and reputed members of two organized crime families. They are charged with making millions of dollars by illegally manipulating stock prices, sometimes by brute force. A lot of people lost a lot of money. Here's ABC's John Miller.
This man is Russ Ganji, and the FBI says he's the mob's man on Wall Street. Federal agents say in just one stock fraud, Ganji and his associates pocketed $3.5 million for the Genovese crime family. At dawn, Ganji and 14 others, including 5 stockbrokers, were arrested in raids in New York, Las Vegas, and Boca Raton. At brokerage houses in New York and Tampa, FBI agents executed search warrants looking for evidence of the mob's control of stocks that made mob bosses rich, while leaving thousands of investors with worthless paper.
The mob has never seen a market that they didn't want to manipulate.
Federal agents say it worked this way. First, the mob would muscle in on a small brokerage firm. Then the mob would stimulate the sales of certain stocks on the NASDAQ exchange. They did it the old-fashioned way. They conned unsuspecting investors in thousands of cold calls by vastly overstating the worth of mob-controlled companies. When the stock prices soared high enough, the mob would cash out. Legitimate brokers or investors who tried to sell early, undercutting the mob's profit, were threatened. Back in May, this broker told of getting a visit after his company inadvertently began trading in a mob-controlled stock.
You have a bunch of, I guess for lack of a better word, gangsters show up, 3 big guys, and they start trying to intimidate you to back off from certain things.
We're not going to let this happen. I mean, they are not going to get a foothold into the markets of this country.
According to the FBI, 4 major organized crime families, as well as elements of Russian organized crime, are knee-deep in the Wall Street rackets and extortion now. And they hinted today's arrests were the first of many cases to come. John Miller, ABC News, New York.
In focus this evening, mobsters on the make. Organized crime's future can be seen in its past. Here's CNBC's Alan Chernoff.
Al Capone and fellow gangsters thrived during Prohibition, tapping huge profits through bootlegging. Later, Lucky Luciano and other bosses moved on to gambling.
I decline to answer that on the grounds it may tend to incriminate me.
In the 50s, televised hearings revealed the mob was influencing labor unions. Now in the 90s, organized crime is again reaching out for new sources of income. Bill Bonanno, son of legendary Godfather Joe Bonanno, says the mob has adapted with changing times.
We had bookmaking and you threw us out because you got off-track betting. We had the numbers game and you threw us out of that because you come up with the lottery. So what the hell is there left but us to go into legitimate businesses?
Legitimate businesses like the stock market, where the mob moves in illegitimate ways. Pump and dump schemes, pumping up prices of small stocks, then dumping them on unsuspecting investors. Just sentenced to 5 years in prison for stock fraud and extortion, Bonanno family capo Frank Curlilino, Bonanno associate Eugene Lombardo, and Ernest Butch Montevecchi, a Genovese family soldier. Sentenced to more than 8 years, Rosario Rossi Ganji, capo in the Genovese family, part of the largest group of organized crime members to be jailed for stock fraud. All pled to manipulating stock of HealthTech International in a conspiracy with the chief executive of the Arizona-based health club operator, former federal prosecutor James Bucknam.
The reality of it is, these are people who understand how to make money. They're going to make money in any arena in which that's feasible.
More stock fraud alleged in Tampa last month, an indictment against Phil Abramo, a capo in the DeCavalcanti family. Indictments in Brooklyn as well.
The scheme generated more than $10 million in illegal proceeds by defrauding hundreds of innocent victims.
Colombo family associates are accused of working with a Russian crime group.
We can no longer focus just on traditional organized crime as we have known it in this country. It has now become international in its consequence, international in its origin.
Organized crime groups have been seeking new ventures. Tough regulation of traditional mob-infiltrated businesses like construction and garbage carting have limited bid rigging and kickbacks. Now technology appears to be offering those new opportunities for organized crime. Crime families are running prepaid phone card scams, and law enforcement officials are keeping a close eye on internet gambling, worried that the mob is getting a piece of the action.
We have driven them into other areas that they have not historically been involved. And again, the examples cited are healthcare fraud, penny stock cases. Fraud committed over the internet certainly is something that has a potential. And these are the things that we're watching today.
In recent years, bosses of New York's major crime families have been put behind bars, down but not out of business. The mob of the new millennium will continue to pursue profits wherever it can. Alan Chernoff for NBC News, New York.
Barry, the large guy?
No. Yeah. Talking to two women.
The guy in the gray or the guy in the white and green?
No, you're pointing a long way. The guy talking to the two women. One of them's on a cell phone. On your left. You see the guy who was smoking a cigarette with his foot?
Oh.
What are you doing? I'm not coming here.
The film with Don Allison?
From where?
So he heard me, right? Is he a perp, this guy? No, he's a lawyer. How do you tell the difference?
You know that in this
How do you tell the difference? They have no license at first. One has a fancy suit.
Yeah, they're not trying to call.
I don't know, you gotta call him. I don't know. I'm not calling him. Well, you back up. What are you talking about? Did he say call him? I don't run your business. He said you bring the phone. I don't know.
Fuck you. Plain English. All I did was ask you what he said. If you
I don't know what he said. I hung up on him because I thought I had to shoot somebody. So you give him a call. You got a phone, use it. What are you making a big deal about a phone call?
I'm not making a big deal about
Hey,
a phone call.
yeah,
We're working here together.
So make a call. What's the big problem?
Go back.
Oh, you did?
You pay for the calls? Am I wrong or is he annoying?
No, you're the annoying asshole.
Oh, great.
He didn't say anything.
That guy is, I think.
He didn't say anything. Oh, fuck you. Let me give you that phone, bro.
I got my phone. You want to throw my camera on before you do that?
He's Gord Gall's attorney.
So you don't even do anything on Sunday. What's the difference? Cardio guys get equipment in the thing?
No, say hello. Yoga.
That's fun, is it?
These tapes, in summary, are...
Get your mic closer.
Please, we'll get the mic sure it's unplugged right now. You pass down that way. Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In summary, these tapes were made in 1997 pursuant to the Mobster investigation. And what you will hear are members and associates of organized crime and promoters of the stock and the CEO from the HealthTech company discussing basically the scheme of pumping up the value of the stock. And then later, when the co-conspirators stopped trusting each other, rather graphically, they tried to persuade each other to continue the scheme and not start pulling their money out early. And when that falls apart, they begin to make disparaging remarks about each other in very graphic terms. In any event, these tapes were evidence. They were obtained pursuant to court-ordered electronic surveillance. Therefore, they are not edited in any way or form, and they were provided to the defendants pursuant to discovery in that prosecution. So these are the raw tapes made during the wiretaps in that case.
And for the record, this case now is completed.
Yes, these defendants were convicted. They pled guilty in this case, but nevertheless, the tapes and all the electronic surveillance conducted during the investigation was provided to all defendants during the discovery process in that prosecution.
Thank you. Let me yield to the gentleman from Maryland for a question.
Just went to trial, and these tapes were used as evidence at trial?
These tapes, the defendants pled guilty, the tapes were provided to the defendants, became part of public record. The transcripts and the tape recordings themselves were provided to all defendants that were intercepted or prosecuted.
Okay. Staff can roll tape.
Hi, Gene Gordon.
Yes, Gordon.
How you doing?
Okay, trying to get back to Brooklyn with all this traffic and rain and bad weather.
Do you have a moment I might speak with you?
Yes.
Good. I just got off with Irwin.
Right.
And we're having a real tiff.
Okay.
Let me describe my concerns and fears because I've explained them to Claudio, and to some degree he's sympathetic and empathetic to it, and in a sense not.
Okay.
You know, I know the stock is up for one reason, and that's you guys. There's no question about it.
Right.
We don't argue that at all.
Okay.
We entered into an agreement, and the agreement called for some shares up front, which you received.
Right.
And the agreement called, and then talking to Claudio on the way to the airport, we need some help financially. We'd like to have, you exercise the first two options before the 15th.
Right.
Claudio says fine.
Okay.
The reality is all we're going to be able to exercise is the first one.
We can't be even given to the first one yet.
I know, but it's okay. We were talking about, okay, we're not going to do two of them, we're only going to do one of them, it looked like.
Right.
And clear up until right at the 15th, Claudio says, look, we'll give you the checks, but you can't cash one, you can't drop one till the 15th and one till the 16th.
Right.
And then along about the 14th or 15th, right in there, he says, look, before you even cash the checks, I need you to send the certificates to me.
Right.
So that I can cross them. I need 4 or 5 days to put the money in the account.
He's right.
Put the checks in.
Right, he's right.
Okay. No, I understand that point of it.
Right, because again, using your word, everybody's got to feel comfortable. And right now there's no cash in anybody's pocket. Guess what? The promises we have all over court, we got our credibility and things that we're doing with certain people. I have to do certain things with certain people, and that's going to come with cash in my pocket. And I can't even get rid of the 100 that you gave. I think we got rid of so far. We crossed about 15,000 so far. That's what we did so far. But let's get out of that conversation. Everything you understand, I agree with you, but guess what? It has to work on both sides. We cannot, okay, bring the stock up to $5 immediately. It's going to take time. We're in this for the long haul. We're not in this for a short period of time. We cannot bring it to $4, $5 immediately. It ain't going to do it. It ain't going to happen. Because every time you reach a certain level, it's a certain type of people. I met a friend of mine, and he brought up a good point. He said, gee, I've been following the stock for a whole year for you. He said, one time before a year, it was up to $14. Where the stock now is where it belongs. And I don't know the I need more support. I said, with it. But guess what, Gordon? All this thing takes is money. People don't give a fuck about me, Jim, anybody else. I understand it's you and you want it done, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
You need to hear me out.
Go ahead. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I want to know.
I'm not on a screaming, hollering.
No, I'm not screaming.
Defensive or anything.
I'm not. It's just that it's taking a lot of energy out of us. We have a lot of work into this. I didn't make a penny yet. All I got is money in my pocket.
Well, what you do have is essentially a couple $200,000 worth of paper that you help create the value for.
Right. Okay. Good.
Okay. And we're not...
Corporate office?
Yeah, corner, please.
Can I tell who's calling?
Gene.
Hold on, Gene.
Hello? Yes. Hey, Philip's going to call you back. But just let me tell you what's being created over here. What's being created over here is a sense of not trusting on both parts. So it's getting to a part of like, who can fuck who next? And if it comes to that part, I have to back out, only because I don't want to fuck you, and I don't want you to fuck me. So the best thing for us to do, me personally, is not to get involved. So Joe Kirkman comes down here, talks to everybody, and says certain things, which is nice. You guys are looking for longevity. You're never going to get longevity when there's no trust involved, because trust goes a long way. That's what you build into longevity. I mean, the only thing you got here going is Philip. With these guys here, Claudio and everybody else, they have no confidence in everything. They know the company is going to be good. They know everything's going to be okay, but there's no trust factor. So I don't know how you're going to overcome this and work with it. That's up to you and Philip.
Would you like me to tell you how and why?
No. Because you know why? I have no belief in anything you say. Me personally. So it doesn't matter to me.
Well, you want the truth always, don't you, Gene?
No, I don't know what the truth is anymore. I really don't know what the truth is anymore.
Let me tell you something. You got to listen for a moment, Gene.
Me? I have to listen?
No, would you listen?
I'll listen to you, Gordon.
You don't have to do anything.
Right.
You weren't there Thursday, Gene. You like it to be told like you are. You were not there Thursday.
Okay.
You were there Wednesday.
Right.
Wednesday, we're all smooth,
right.
rocking along, we're rocking. Thursday, we come in, we get called immediately into the conference room, and we're told, hey, sorry, Gordon, sorry, Joe, we're fucked, man. We need $150,000. We ain't got it, or else we can't deal with it. Can you give us the money?
Who said that?
Irwin.
Who said that?
Irwin.
Irwin for what?
Huh?
For what?
He says, Gordon, we can't pay our brokers. We're in trouble. I'm sorry. We're dead. And unless you can help us, we don't know what to do. Can you give us $150,000? Give us, Gene.
Right. I didn't know about this. So what happened after that?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. God bless.
Okay.
So I said, oh, man, shit, fuck, damn. All right, how do we work? He says, look, Gordon, and Irwin goes, Gordon, this is not your fault. It's not your problem. I'm just telling you we got a problem. And we can't do anything. We're cut off, essentially, and we're
Well, that's because of Myers Pollock. They want more money in the trading, and they want more things.
Okay,
and Myers Pollock is correct. So guess what? We gave them more money.
Gene, I understand. So I said, okay, how about we give you 400,000 warrants.
Right.
Gratis.
Right.
Here, take them.
Okay.
He says, I think we need 500.
Okay.
I said, okay. I'll tell you what. Let's just cut the shit. I'll send you 600 because I don't have your birthday present in it, Claudio. Said, great.
Right.
I'm going to send you $250,000 worth of fucking warrants at today's closing price is $300-400 grand. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to you. No strings attached.
Yes.
Hey.
You speak over at all?
Just got off the phone with him.
Yeah, I just called him. He says I'm busy.
Oh. I just hung up with him. While you were calling, I was hanging up with him.
What did he say to you about what's going on?
I don't really think he knows what's going on. I just got into a conversation with Gordon. I explained to him, I said, listen, our warrants are worthless. Can't move warrants. I said, unless the strike price gets dropped down to 5. I said, there's nothing really we can do.
Right.
I had a conversation with him. I said, we left here in agreement. I said, you still feel uncomfortable with us? I think we feel uncomfortable with you. I don't understand why all this happens or why everybody's uncomfortable. But, it shouldn't be this way. We shouldn't have a relationship this way.
Right.
We should either, we're in business or we're not in business.
Right.
If we're not, we're not. And if we are, we are. I said, I got a whole group of guys up here. It's not like we don't have the buying power. I said, we bought 2 million warrants in the last 2 days. It's 60 cents. It's $1.2 million worth of buying power in the last 3 days that I could have put behind the common, but I was creating spreads for the warrants.
Right.
Now, I have worthless warrants. I have no common. The options that you were supposed to, that we made an agreement and handshook on to do something with, you didn't go through and finish up with that deal that you agreed to.
Right.
For whatever reason. I said, and now you got me in a position of whether I do one of two things. Whether we move forward, and he said, well, I got all the agreements together, we're moving forward. I said, whether we move forward, or whether I just have to do whatever I have to do. I have to get away from this deal, bring in another NASDAQ product. Go to another, find another Gordon Hall, and move on.
What did he say?
I said, what am I going to do? I can't really do anything. You're not going to put me out of business. I'm not going to make these kids go out and tell them I got XYZ, here or there. I can't even have these conversations over telephone. I got to talk to you later. I can't even believe I have myself saying shit like this. I'll call you back.
To me?
Yeah. I can't have these conversations over telephone no more.
Hello.
Hello.
Where are you now?
Where am I now? I'm in the middle of the biggest fucking aggravation, motherfucker. We're going to Arizona. As soon as I get this guy's home address, we're on a plane to Arizona. Let's forget Texas. Let's forget everybody. Let's go right to his house. That's it. He canceled that stock certificate. There's no money. They got to buy in on Wednesday. That's it. It's over. This whole game is over.
What happened now? Tell me what happened.
But they canceled. Gordon Hall canceled the certificate.
And there's nothing you can do. You can't do that with that.
Forget about it. There's nothing I can do. What I told Joe Kirkman was I'm going to buy the stock up to $2.5, $3, so he covers it 4 or 5, gets our clients liquidity on the common. I said the warrants. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I said you are responsible. Alan Owen. Forget what I said to Alan Owen. God forbid these people. Forget about it. I'm going to end up getting thrown in jail for this today. I told the other guy, Alan Young, in his office, you don't find him in 15 minutes. I said, do yourself a favor. I'm on my way to Arizona. Keep yourself out of the office. Because even if I just see you, you're fucking getting hit.
Unbelievable.
I said, keep yourself.
Now?
He went to fucking Texas, but even Joe can't find him in Texas. I ain't taking this abuse no more. I don't really give a fuck.
Unbelievable.
I don't really fucking care. care anymore. I don't care if you're coming, you're not coming. I don't care if I'm getting in trouble, I'm not getting in trouble. I'm telling you, I'm finished with this. These fucking people are not making me out to be a fucking jerk-off. I'm tired of it. I ain't no fucking jerk-off. I never was somebody's jerk-off. I'm going to Arizona. I'm not going to Arizona to his office. I'm going to Arizona to his family's house.
Unbelievable. Where do you want to go?
What? I'm going to go upstairs right now and buy another fucking $1,400 that I don't even have for a fucking plane ticket.
When do you want to go to Arizona?
What?
When do you want
I want to go to Arizona today. I want to knock on his wife's door, kick it in, and fucking hold him hostage.
You can't do that. You can't do it. Relax.
No, you can't do that. Let me do that.
Why don't you go with Joe?
I'm not going with Joe because I'm going to fucking knife his fudge. He took away something I like. I'm taking away something he likes.
Relax. Come on, relax.
I'm telling you right now. I'll call you back in a half hour when I got my tickets. If you want to come, you come.
Would you please?
That's where I'm going. I got his address.
Would you please calm down?
Thank you, Agent Fuentes, for that most interesting tape and realism 101, I guess.